Hello everyone, it is Sarah here, and today I am bringing you this makeup look, which is a gold look, a coppery look. I don't even know how to explain it, but I actually just thought it was cute, so I did a look on it, and yeah. I also want to point out that my lips are extremely dry for some odd reason. I moisturize them 5 times a day, or even more, and they are still super dry, so I do not know what to do, but that's why I didn't put lipstick on, was because of that. And if they look kind of gross in the video, then I'm so sorry, but I can't do anything about it. If you guys like these kind of videos where I just show you makeup tutorials, then totally give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe for more videos like these in the future. Without further ado, let's just get into this makeup look. So for this look, I am planning on doing kind of like a gold metallic-y kind of look, but I'm not a professional in dramatic looks, so it's not going to be super wow or anything, but it is going to be a little bit more elaborated. So we'll see where this is going to go, but hopefully it'll turn out good and pretty. So yeah. So I'm taking the Nivea Men Aftershave Balm, and I'm using this as a primer for my face. I'm taking a small amount because I'm just going to put it on the areas where I'm going to put concealer on, because I don't like foundation. So I'm not going to put it all over my face. You kind of want to blend it into your skin until it feels tacky. And I also got a new mic, by the way, so hopefully it sounds better. Now I'm taking the concealer NARS in the shade Vanilla, and I'm just going to use that for my concealer. So I'm going to put this in my under eye area, my nose, my forehead, and my chin, and a little bit on my cupid's bow. Okay, so now I'm taking this brush from BS Small, and this is just the face tapered brush, and their brushes are amazing if you guys didn't know yet, so get them. And I'm just blending out my concealer with this. Okay, so I want to show you the lid only because the powder is about to fall over, but I'm using my all-time favorite powder, which is the NYC Smooth Skin Loose Translucent Setting Powder. It's my favorite powder of all times, and it's super cheap and affordable. And to set my concealer, I am using the Real Techniques contour brush. So I'm not necessarily baking, but I am putting a little bit extra powder on just so that it sets overall better. But then I'm going to make sure to take all of the excess powder off. So now that we look like pale ghosts, we have to bronze up our face or else we look dead. So I'm taking my all-time favorite palette, which is the Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour Palette. And I am taking the shade Shadow Play right here. For this, I'm taking another Real Techniques contour brush to contour my face and my cheekbones. He's out there on the front of mine. So now we're going to go into blush, and I personally don't like blush a lot, but I feel like it's good to put a little bit of color back into your face so that we don't look like we're not alive. So I'm taking the Physicians Formula blush in Blushing Rose. So I forgot to bring another brush for blush, so I'm just again using the same brush. So now we're going to move on to highlight, which is one of my favorite parts. I know this is a little bit strange, but I actually like to use an eyeshadow from the Naked 2 palette. And I'm taking the Naked 2 palette and using the shade Booty Call, and I'm using a Real Techniques setting brush to apply that. So now to make your face look less cakey, we're gonna set all of that with this NYX Matte Finish Setting Spray. And I'm just gonna put like 4 to 5 sprays of that on my face. Now we're going to go onto brows, which is my favorite part. So for my brows, I like to use eyeshadows more than like a brow pencil most of the time. So I am taking the Lorac Pro Matte palette, and I'm going to be using a mix of the shade Corduroy and Chocolate. So for that, I'm taking the Real Techniques brow brush to apply that. So now onto the eyes, I'm going with the same NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Vanilla like I used on my face, and we're going to use that as a primer. And I'm taking the shade Bare just to set the rest of the concealer. Now I'm taking the shade Latte and using that as a transition shade on my crease. So taking the Naked 2 palette again, I'm taking the shade Half Baked which is a super beautiful gold shade right here. And I'm going to put that all over my lid, but I'm going to spray a little bit of the setting spray that I used on my face just to make the color much more vibrant. So now on the outer part of my eye, I'm taking this other gorgeous shade, which is Snakebite, as well in the Naked 2 palette. And I'm taking the same brush, same technique, but just putting it on the outer part of my eye. Okay, so now I'm going with a blending brush. This is just from Beauty Professionals, and it's just a small crease brush. And I'm going to make sure these two shadows are blended and that they don't look too harsh. Okay, so now we're switching back to the Lorac Pro Matte palette, and I'm going to be taking the shade Chocolate, which is the darkest brown shade. And I'm going to be putting that on the lash line and kind of, not necessarily creating a wing, but slightly flicking it out just so that it looks all nice put together. And we're also going to extend that line under our lash line, just stick it to the bottom lash line, and it'll just kind of slightly balance a little bit our eye look. So now we're going to be taking the Lorac Pro Matte palette once again and taking the shade Linen, which is this gorgeous, super pigmented white shade. And we're going to put that on the inner corner of our eyes and under our brow bone or on our brow bone. Now I'm taking the CoverGirl Flames Out Mascara, and I feel like this look would look a lot better with false eyelashes, but I personally don't like to wear them. So I would put on a nude lipstick for this, but my lips are way too dry for that, so I'm just going to put on some lip balm on. So that was the makeup look. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I also want to point out that I am not a professional makeup artist whatsoever, although makeup is really my passion, and I'm also not that good or amazing in super dramatic looks. This wasn't very dramatic, so that's why it was more around my comfort zone. But I also want to say that I'm trying to reach out and try new things. So hopefully you guys like this look. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next week. What are you doing? You are moving the light. Oh, Dale. Okay. So I forgot to bring a brush. Oh. Yes. Faded. So I'm gonna. What are you doing? What? Oh, I think that's a bad choice. No. Thanks. Go back.